Money jokes. Late one night a mugger wearing a ski mask jumped into the path of a well-dressed man and stuck a gun in his ribs. "Give me your money," he demanded. Indignant, the affluent man replied, "You can't a euro trademark T do this a euro I a euro trademark MAUS. Congressman." "In that case," replied the robber, "give me my money." Chuck Norris jokes. If you go on Google and type "find Chuck Norris" then click "I'm feelin' lucky" run. Chuck Norris jokes. When Chuck Norris finishes his workout, the gym takes a break. Dirty jokes. This lady is on an airplane and is seated next to a man named Ian McKegney. About half an hour after they take off, Ian sneezed. He calmly opened his fly, took out his penis and wiped it with a handkerchief. The lady was shocked but a little too shy to say anything. About 15 minutes later, Ian sneezed again and then once more opened his fly, grabbed his penis and wiped it off. The lady could not believe it, and being too shy to mention it, she thought to herself, "If he does that again, I'm definitely going to mention it." Well, guess what? About 10 minutes later, Ian sneezed again and proceeded as before. She turned to Ian and said, "That is disgusting. Must you do that in front of me?" Ian apologized and explained that it was a medical condition. "Every time I sneeze, I have an orgasm," he explained. "Really, what do you take for that?" she asked. Ian replied, "Pepper." Chuck Norris jokes. Giraffes were invented when Chuck Norris laid an uppercut to a horse. Marriage jokes. My best friend ran away with my wife. It's only been 3 days and I really miss him. Chuck Norris jokes. Chuck Norris is so fast, he can startle his own reflection. Sport jokes. A doctor at an insane asylum decided to take his patients to a baseball game. 4 weeks in advance, he coached his patients to respond to his commands. When the day of the game arrived, everything went quite well. As the national anthem started, the doctor yelled, "Up nuts," and the patients complied by standing up. After the anthem, he yelled, "Down nuts," and they all sat back down in their seats. After a home run was hit, the doctor yelled, "Cheer nuts." They all broke out into applause and cheered. When the umpire made a particularly bad call against the star of the home team, the doctor yelled, "Boo-hoo nuts," and they all started booing and catcalling. Comfortable with their response, the doctor decided to go get a beer and a hot dog, leaving his assistant in charge. When he turned, there was a riot in progress. Finding his tizzied assistant, the doctor asked, "What in the world happened?" The assistant replied, "Well, everything was going just fine until this guy walked by and yelled, 'Peanuts!'" Jokes about life. What was Forrest Gump's email password? 1Forrest1. Jokes about life. A very distinguished lady was on a plane arriving from Switzerland. She found herself seated next to a nice priest whom she asked, "Excuse me, father, could I ask a favor?" "Of course, my child, what can I do for you?" "Here is the problem. I bought myself a new sophisticated hair remover gadget for which I paid an enormous sum of money. I have really gone over the declaration limits and I am worried that they will confiscate it at customs. Do you think you could hide it under your cassock?" "Of course I could, my child, but you must realize that I cannot lie." "You have such an honest face, father, I am sure they will not ask you any questions," and she gave him the hair remover. The aircraft arrived at its destination. When the priest presented himself to customs, he was asked, "Father, do you have anything to declare?" "From the top of my head to my sash, I have nothing to declare, my son," he replied. Finding this reply strange, the customs officer asked, and from the sash down, what do you have? The priest replied, I have there a marvelous little instrument designed for use by women, but which has never been used. Breaking out in laughter, the customs officer said, Go ahead, father. Next.